Welcome. It is a Feel Good Friday. I'm Paul Sullivan here with Billy Merritt. By the way, Billy Merritt presents Feel Good Friday. Billy, how you doing today?
I'm fantastic. It's Feel Good Friday, and I feel good.
I'm telling you what, man, this show, when you just said, hey, I just want you to do some stuff that just makes you feel good, I'm like, I'm all in. Because there's a lot of stress in the world. You know what I mean?
Well, Paul, to that point, you've been kind of grumpy lately.
I'm telling you, man, I've been under a lot of stress. I was ready for this show.
How do you know when Paul needs a Feel Good Friday? When nobody wants to see him.
They're like, is Paul off today? But when is Paul
I
off?
hope so.
When they see that schedule for next week, they're like, am I off the same time, Paul? Oh, God, please let him be off on the day I'm working.
What was Billy thinking?
No, so this show is all about, relieving the stress, realizing you got to find some balance in your life. You can work. And we want you to work and do a really good job and make the money that you need because everything takes money. People, we like to say on these shows, Billy, that, money isn't everything, but boy, does it help.
It's kind of important.
Yes, it is. So we're going to talk about a lot of different things with the Feel Good Friday, things that make us feel good. If you got some suggestions you want us to talk about on the show, feel free to place some comments on there. By the way, big shout out to my mom. I told you we'd get at least one viewer.
Yes. Hey, we got my friend Kim Ledbetter also commenting. It's so good to hear from him. And I tell you what makes me feel good, not to interrupt your show. This is kind of tough being over
It's
here.
Weird, isn't it?
Yes. But I tell you what makes me feel good is people who like and share my videos. Paul calls me Needy Billy. I need to feel some love. So if you would please like and share this video. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send Kim Ledbetter some of this. Hand me some of that Charlie's Choice right there.
You got to give him another plug?
Yeah.
Did he pay you from the last time?
He didn't pay me, but I still love him.
All right.
I tell you what, Kim Ledbetter's a cool guy. So if you're not friends with Kim, you need to be.
So listen, we're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about some sports. You brought a couple books with us. You want to lead off?
Well, yeah, man. You asked me the other day, Billy, what do you like to do for fun? So I have here some of my fun reading. This is the Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. Just
that
a nice
really sounds fun. Wow. We're really cutting loose here.
Yeah. Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. So
Wait, give me something fun out of that book.
Well, let's see. For instance, I tell you what's fun is a focus report.
Yeah, that sounds amazingly fun.
Hey, and believe it or not, right there, read that.
Footsie.
Who knew they talked about footsies in the Dictionary of Finance and Investment? That's for another.
I don't think that's the same footsie I'm thinking about.
It may not be the. It may be not.
Even the color blue is wrong. It's not cuppy blue. See, if
Yeah.
it was, I had to get the Cubs in there. It's just part of the show.
I'm not sure that book's what it says it is.
I don't think it is,
Yeah.
and it's definitely. I don't think it's fun. I just don't.
Yeah.
You need to find something more fun than that.
Okay.
April needs to help you out because that book is not fun. This is Feel Good Friday. This is on like the Monday show or something, Making Money Mondays or something like that. So
Yeah.
what else you got with it?
Okay, so now this is really cool right here. This book is by a local, and we're in South Georgia, by a local author, Oscar Patton. Oscar Patton, he's a historian, and I think he was also a teacher. I know he's an author and a historian. And I have some Facebook friends that are related to him.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote this book called The Doctor, a Satilla County novel. Now, this is a book of fiction, but it's based loosely on nonfiction, on reality. This book was written about my great grandfather, who was the first doctor, the first.
You told me about that book,
and it's really cool. You can buy it on Amazon. But Dr. Lott is in this book, and his office was right across the street. Very cool, very fun. So that is a fun book.
I was just going to say, now that I will say is much more fun than the Dictionary of Finance and Investment Terms. Now you've got a big, bright red book in front of you. I know that book is fun. I've read it many times.
Yes. All the salespeople, all the text ninjas in here love the art of text message selling. I have to say, it was fun when we actually got this thing published and it went live on Amazon. That was a very cool day.
A lot of people around the country are finally discovering it. We try to get the word out so people understand. And I tell people all the time, like, look, Billy's not getting rich off the sale of books. That was not the plan.
Mm-hmm.
You truly wanted to share the information, change the car business, and you have.
Yeah, we have, man. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I mean, we've built an amazing team, and it is fun. It's very fun knowing that we've made a huge impact and changed the way that people.
Well, what I really like, what I think is really cool, we get customers and we handle their conversations. We set up the appointments for the car dealer. When the customer has already got their car, okay, so we ask them, hey, how was your appointment? A lot of people, if it's good or bad, some people, they just kind of blow you off. They're like, I got my car, it's over with. But I love the customers who reply back and they're so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I got my car, I got this, and they share pictures with us, things like that. So buying a car, we talk about this all the time with our new employees, try to train them, is that when somebody buys a car, when you know somebody that buys a car, what do you normally say? What do you say? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Because it's a big deal.
It is.
I mean, it just is. It's fun and exciting. Now, when you got to start making the payments, a couple years later, maybe not so much fun, but when you buy the car, it is fun and people are excited about it. So it is that's a fun experience, buying a car. But, and again, we're going to, be mentioning some of the things we do here at Billy Merritt Marketing, and DigiNinja, as you can see, the product,
DigiNinja.
That we're going to do on Fridays. We're going to talk about some of the things that we do, but again, we're all about feeling good on Friday. So we're going to talk about some fun. And music's been a big part of my life. If you're not familiar with who I am, I was on the radio for a long time. Love music. Music was a huge part of my childhood. Being broke as a kid, the radio was like, that was awesome. That was long before music was so readily available like it is now. So you literally had to sit by the radio and, you'd have your little tape recorder and try to, record when the DJ would play your favorite song. But music was very inspirational to me. And that's why I got into radio, because I just thought it was really cool. So I wanted to talk about some concert stories.
Okay.
All right. So what's one of the best concerts you've ever been to?
Man, look now, do not judge. Do not judge.
Is it going to be something like this?
No, it's not, but it's going to be, I'm going to lose some cool points. I'm going to lose some tough guy points. The funnest concert I've ever been to was Luke Bryan.
You're not going to lose points for Luke Bryan.
Dude, yeah, you're going to lose points for Luke Bryan. You heard okay. So here's a, I think this is a joke. I don't know if it's a joke or not. You heard what, when someone asked Hank Williams Jr., what he thought about Luke Bryan? He said, "Who is she?"
Oh yeah. I did hear that. Yeah, I did. No, I will say now, is he the manliest man? Probably not. But no, I've seen Luke Bryan, met him, super cool guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is.
It was fun because the farm tour was a very cool idea. And April's back over here in the background. She was saying woohoo when I said that, because she said she's very surprised that I said that, but that was so fun because I went with April and we went with friends and it was out in the middle of a field and a farm and it was just really fun. It was raining. We were up to our knees in mud. That was just kind of, it was very fun.
Well, that's what we talked about, a couple weeks ago about the experience of it. Yeah. It's not just about, having the music being played live. It is, you go with your friends, you go with your family sometimes, depending on the concert, things like that. And it just really is such an experience. Working in radio, I was lucky enough to go to a lot of concerts on somebody else's dime, got a chance to meet a lot of different people. I was talking earlier with Jeremy, one of our new managers here at Billy Merritt Marketing, about some of his stories, things like that. And people ask me all the time, they're like, what's the best concert you've ever been to? And I mean, I really can't say like, this is the one, because I've seen a lot of them. I would definitely say the Foo Fighters are high up there. They're in the top 3 for sure. But I've seen a lot of different genres of music. I've seen some pop bands and rock bands and country bands, things like that. And of course, I'm a rock guy. I mean, I like rock music the most, but I can appreciate the musicianship, the artistry of country. And some of the country bands that I saw, or country artists that I saw, were very good. And again, Luke Bryan, he puts on a good show.
He does. Hey, I'm interested to know what our viewers, we got several viewers right now. What's your favorite concert story? Who's your favorite? What's the best concert you've ever been to? I want to hear what our fans, you got some fans, man. We got people on here because of you.
By the way, Felipe, who's one of our employees, him and I talk music quite a bit. So I'm curious to see what Felipe says. So if he's out there listening, make sure that you're, I keep saying listening. I forget. They're viewing, man. They're viewing the viewers.
Old school Paul.
Exactly.
He's in the new school academy right
I got to get out my comfort zone.
Yeah,
is what I got to do. That's what I got to do. I got to get out of my comfort zone and get in this video thing. But yeah, so but I'm curious to see what Felipe says. But I like going to concerts. It's always a good time for me. Some of the
Tracy, Gretchen Wilson. I bet that was a fun show.
Gretchen Wilson was really. I saw her. I met her when she was right on the cusp of Redneck Woman.
Yeah,
like right when it came out. So she wasn't like huge yet.
Paul, let me ask you a question. You being from Chicago, you can. I love doing a show with you because we have the North and the South and the different accents and things. How in the world did how did that conversation, you and the Redneck Woman? Tell me about that.
Well, oddly enough, Gretchen Wilson is originally from Southern Illinois.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
For real. Yeah. So she had roots there. But no, I got a chance to meet her and she was actually very nice. I met her twice. I met her kind of pre-big stardom, when she was very almost, I don't want to say she was shy. She was just quiet. She was just kind of reserved. And then when she was big, she was a little more, outgoing or a little more loud, if you will, but it was still very nice because some artists, I got to tell you, Some of them are not so nice.
Right.
They're, you get backstage, and I get it. It's a grind. A lot of people think the glamorous life, they get to just go around and sing and must be so awesome. But, you're on a bus a lot. You're on the road. You don't get a lot of sleep. You're sleeping and eating and things at weird hours, stuff like that. So I can understand some artists, if they're not so nice. I was talking with Dory, our office manager here earlier, about Kenny Chesney. I know you're a big Kenny Chesney fan. And, I met Kenny Chesney 3 times.
Really?
I was very fortunate, again, working in radio. And the first time, he was a complete jerk.
Really?
I mean, he was a total jerk. And so I was kind of concerned the next time we had some winners from the radio station we were going to take backstage. And I was really kind of nervous about him just being a jerk. But again, the second and third time I met him, super cool guy, really nice guy. So again, I think a lot of it, you don't know if he was sick the first time. Did he not get enough sleep?
Yeah.
Things like that. I mean, that's the stuff they like
Paul,
playing.
What if these people, you got all these viewers right here and they're really naming a bunch of cool artists and concerts, but now what if they had met you yesterday? They might be saying the same thing about you.
What? No, they might be saying he's about as exciting as this blue book over here.
What's wrong with that, Paul?
But no, you're right. Yeah, I had a rough day yesterday. Just a lot of stress. I was so glad that it was Feel Good Friday today. But no, you're right.
The in-house people laughed at that.
Oh, no, they are. Do I need to?
Can you read the comments?
Let's see here. Eric Church.
That would be good.
Yeah, he was really good. I got a chance to see him. Eric Church was awesome. Is that Merle Haggard that I saw? Merle Haggard. I believe that was Merle Haggard.
We had to get the young man's eyes to read it for us.
Do you remember the first concert you went to?
Believe it or not, I do. Now, this is going to sound bizarre because I was a child and I remember going to see Eddie Rabbit.
Wow.
At Holiday Beach.
Now that's right. Yeah. Holiday Beach. That was before my time here in South Georgia.
Yeah.
And there was actually quite a few acts that came to
rainy night.
Yeah. I mean, he had the crossover. I mean, he was country, but then he was pop, and the girls all thought he was handsome, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's probably a good show. Worst concert you've ever been to?
I don't think I've been to a bad concert. I mean, every concert I've ever been to is great. I always
find a way to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Even when the band doesn't maybe sound as good as they should or whatever, it's still enjoyable.
I got like beat up at a concert one time.
You?
Yeah. I went to Jacksonville to see Godsmack and Limp Bizkit, and I said my goal.
There's your problem right there.
I said I'm going to get in the mosh pit. I'm gonna find the biggest, ugliest, meanest looking guy, and I'm gonna slam him.
And how'd that work out for you?
Not too good.
Before or after he started the CrossFit?
Oh, this is way before. Yeah.
Yeah. Smith, our producer, by the way, just asked if it was before Billy started doing CrossFit. He's a little a little more leaner and a little more meaner now.
No, I was about as mean as you could be back then. It just didn't work out.
So I mean, first concert that I went to was Cheap Trick.
Cheap Trick.
Yeah, because they were from the area that I was originally from. Near us. They're from Rockford, Illinois, and I was from the same area. I was probably an hour and 15 minutes from Rockford, but they were always really good. Country bands, I always felt kind of guilty, if you will, because again, I wasn't a huge country fan. Again, I like some of it. But if I'm on my own time and in my own spot and whatever, I'm playing rock music 99% of the time. Mm-hmm. So when I would get a chance to meet all these country bands and country artists, I always felt a little guilty because I knew there were a lot of people that would just kill to be in my position, get a chance to meet them and things like that. So that, I always felt a little guilty, but there were some, one by far, because a lot of people ask me, what's the best concert I went to? Who was the, best artist I ever met? All that kind of stuff. Now, who was the nicest or the most enjoyable artist I ever met? By far, Charlie Daniels.
Really?
Yeah, late Charlie Daniels just recently passed away. He was the coolest guy ever. Got a chance to meet him several times, and he was always so gracious. Never acted like a prima donna or anything like that. Always grateful for his fans. He'd sign autographs. He'd take a bunch of pictures. Always really cool. And even in his, what was he, 80? I think it was 82. When he passed away. Yep. I mean, he was still playing.
I saw him the last year of his life.
Yeah, I mean, that's just amazing. So yeah, he was,
which was also an amazing concert. April's over watching when he was there with Kid Rock and Leonard Skinner.
Okay, all right. Well, actually, when you mentioned Leonard Skinner, that's a good segue of what I was going to bring up. I'm curious. I would get this question when I was in radio a lot about what's the the top 5, the top 10 rock bands of all time and things like that. And it would be, or probably the most one I would give is, what's the best rock band of all time? And I would say, well, it depends. Depends on, I mean, obviously everybody has their own opinion, but I mean, so if you were just put on the spot and it was like, what's the best rock band of all time? What would just be the top of the mind?
Guns N' Roses.
Okay. Guns. Yeah. See, so, I mean, Guns N' Roses certainly up there.
Yeah.
I mean, are they the best of all time? I'd probably say no.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably in the top 10.
Yeah.
If I had to, guess. But the thing that what to me was always a better conversation was, we always think of America made rock and roll. That kind of started, in America. But when you really think about the top, we'll go with top 5.
Yeah.
Think about the top 5 rock and roll bands of all time.
Actually, I'd have to. You put me on the spot, so I gave you Guns N' Roses. But now I think I may know where you're going here, and I'll unequivocally say I was wrong with Guns N' Roses because I have a new number 1.
Okay, well, who's the number 1?
AC/DC.
AC/DC.
Yeah.
Not American.
All right.
Okay. Another one, Led Zeppelin. It could arguably be the best rock band of all time.
Yeah.
Not American.
Right.
The Who, arguably the best rock band of all time. Not American. So a lot of the British invasion bands, the Beatles, people talk about the Beatles. And I had a brother-in-law of mine that would always argue with me about, no, the Beatles, they're the best rock band ever. And I'm like, no. And I would change it. And I would say they're the most influential.
Yeah.
Because they started it. I'll give them that, but a lot of their songs kind of sound the same. And,
right.
And they had a fairly brief career, really, then when they split and they kind of went their separate ways. So, and that's probably why I would discount Led Zeppelin from being number 1.
Yeah.
Was that they quit and, kind of went their separate ways. Robert Plant, their lead singer, did solo work and stuff like that. But I would have to say, and this is not my favorite band. I told you on last week's show, Van Halen is my all-time favorite.
Yeah.
That's just my favorite, but they're not the number 1 in my opinion. In my opinion, it's, for what it's worth, it's the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones.
They've been around for 50 plus years.
Yeah, Mick Jagger.
They still sell stadiums out.
Yeah.
They still put out new music. They've rode all the different waves. They had disco style rock and roll when disco was big, when new wave in the 80s, even through the grunge. They even, they had some grunge type, style music.
So they played at the Super Bowl when they were like 70.
Yeah. I mean, those guys, in my opinion, again, I'm not saying that they're my favorite band. I love the Rolling Stones, but they are, in my opinion, number 1.
Speaking of 70-year-olds, Ken Walls has commented on our post right here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Ken Walls, thank you so much for commenting. That guy is like a super. When you got Ken Walls, who is doing some tremendous work for a lot of, his show has been going now. Ken Walls, he has a live show every day at 11. He must be not live on Friday, but he has interviewed some of the biggest podcasts and some of the biggest celebrities in the country. And we've got the guy comment on our stuff right there. That's pretty big deal.
That is awesome. By the way, Felipe did, and he shocks me with this. His answer was the Beatles.
Yeah,
he shocked me.
Felipe mentioned Maroon 5 earlier. I thought I was going lame with who did I say earlier? Luke Bryan. Yeah.
Let's see, who was that?
Debbie Gay.
Clay Collier with Leonard Skinner. That's absolutely right up there, and an American band. I mean, when you look at the American bands that are certainly in the running, are they number 1?
Can you show Debbie's comment? It said click on down the big long one. Yeah, I think you can. Yeah, look, check that out.
There we go. Now we can read it. So Debbie Gay, best concert or coolest experience was Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson in Tallahassee, Florida. After the concert, was trying to get their autograph and got caught up in the crowd as they were boarding their bus and found myself standing on the second step of the tour bus between Willie and Chris Christopherson. That's pretty cool. I was ecstatic and panicked because I was like, I got to get back to Georgia. Let me off. That's awesome.
I wonder if she had the munchies when she got home.
Could have been. If you're around Willie, I mean, come on now. That's almost kind of a given. It's a requirement, I think, when you do that. Ken Walls, by the way, just mentioned, wow, 70 years old with a bunch of.
I did not mean that. What did Jim Dedman say?
He said it. I'm just saying, he said it. That's an interesting one. Tracy, who I went to high school with, TSO, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Yeah,
have you seen them?
Cool. I have not.
They really are cool. I mean, it's a really cool experience.
Keep putting those comments. That's why I like that.
Yeah, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It's not a band that you would necessarily know. Like you don't know all the members' names, and they switch out. But I got a chance, and they really do. At Christmas time is when they're big, and they put on a really really good show. Check that out. Jim Dedman. I love this one. Just check it out. Zeppelin. Period. That's all I said. Zeppelin. Period.
Yeah. So he's like, there's no argument there. No argument. I wouldn't argue with Jim either. You know Jim?
No, I do not.
Jim, he's a full grown man. He could hurt you. So I'd be,
Yeah, why don't you tell Jim that Luke Bryan, was your
I'm not crossing Jim. He's a friend of mine. I'm not crossing Jim.
Did you see the Queen movie that came out?
Yeah,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
So that was a very cool movie, by the way. And I think Queen is probably the most diverse. Maybe that's the right way to call it. They're probably the most diverse rock band. Certainly, that's a band that no one plays a cover of Bohemian Rhapsody.
You better not. But diverse. I'm trying to think of the proper word there, the more accurate word. I'll think of it with Queen.
Jeremy Newell,
provocative.
Jeremy Newell, who works for us, said Neil McCoy.
McCoy.
That was his best concert.
Wow.
Who, by the way, I have seen Neil McCoy. Really nice guy, and he is a major big time entertainer.
Yeah.
It's all about having fun for the crowd. That type of thing. So that's pretty cool. Can you blow that up for us, Smith? My eyes are getting old. Ken Walls. My buddy's the head violinist with TSO.
Really?
Roddy Chong. That's a really cool experience. And that's like a family show too. Take your kids, they'll have a good time. They do a lot of effects. They make it snow. Spoiler alert.
Better than the Blue Men?
It's a different experience. I've seen the Blue Man Group. I think it's awesome. But TSO is obviously more like a rock concert, or like a concert themselves. Blue Man is an experimental experience,
right?
That you saw them, didn't you?
I did. Now we've been to Vegas and we saw the shows, but we always chose to go to some kind of raunchy comedy or something.
No, Blue Man Group is very cool. It's just odd, so you have to kind of broaden your mind, and but it's a cool thing. Brady Roberts, Queen is to the 80s. Oh no, you just clicked off of it. Oh, there it is. Queen is to the 80s what the Beatles were to the 60s. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good analogy.
Look at Brady being insightful.
Jeremy Newell, The Temptations. Well, he's showing his age.
You know what? I'm not sure if he's being sincere when he said Neil McCoy and then he said The Temptations. I'm wondering if he's just pandering for comments.
He's just messing with us, and he's going. I'm like, they're going to say this, and they're going to think I'm an idiot. Some of the other, let's go with American bands, because I talked about a lot of the British stuff with the Stones, and I forgot Pink Floyd.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, super experimental.
Experimental.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That type of thing. But some of the American bands, ZZ Top, who I was really disappointed when COVID hit. I've never seen ZZ.
I'm not leaving Pink Floyd yet.
He's still out there.
I
know you're out there somewhere.
To experiment with some Pink Floyd.
We may have to do Feel Good Friday Pink Floyd style.
Oh my gosh. Turn the lights down.
One show. But of course, the boss, Springsteen. You like Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that doesn't like Bruce Springsteen.
I know a few people that don't like him.
But I think that there's a lot of people who don't think he's the boss.
Yeah.
He's not like the man or whatever you want to call it. They would kind of.
I don't like his political views. Is that the wrong show for this?
No, I mean, that's okay. Yeah, I don't like a lot of people's
You know what?
views.
Here's the thing. I wear Nike shoes, and I don't care if the owner of Nike takes a nap during the national anthem. I'm going to buy the best pair of shoes. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're like, I don't care.
I wear them for the shoes. I don't care what they do.
Well, that's like when people would talk. Well, all right, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay. Now he's the king of pop, and he's not rock, but I mean, he had certainly some things that were
questionable.
Yes. There you go. That were questionable, but I still like his music.
It's some of the best music ever.
I mean, he might be actually in the Luke Bryan category a little bit, but hey, that's fine. I'll stick with that.
Michael Jackson is cool. Well, the Michael Jackson that we knew before all the allegations was much cooler than Luke Bryan.
Yes. Tracy, Adam Ant. Now that takes some confidence. That really does. That takes some confidence to post Adam Ant. I think that takes more confidence than the Temptations that Jeremy put on there.
So.
There's a lot. Ken Walls, I'm not a Springsteen fan, and I don't think he's 70 either. I'm just saying.
He's not.
Billy was the one that called you out on that. What do you think of the Doors?
I don't know enough about the Doors.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of a dated group. I mean, they were again experimental, if you will. I like some of the Doors music, but they were kind of out there for a little before my time. Journey, that's arguable. I mean, they're not the best. They have a lot of the power ballads. The ladies love them.
You know what? We got to get back in this decade. Smith, what's some of the music you like?
Very weird. I love psychedelic.
I don't know that band. I don't know the band Very Weird.
Psychedelic. See, so do you like Pink Floyd?
Absolutely.
Okay, he likes Pink Floyd. All right.
Carbon-based life forms favorite.
Carbon-based life form.
Carbon-based life forms.
Mhm.
We'll have to look that up.
I think you got to take DMT just to listen to that.
I think so. By the way, Ken Walls, he's 52. Just so you know.
52.
So
Wow.
yeah, you were so close. You were so close.
I'm catching up with.
70.
What about Drake?
Drake. Let's ask Smith or some of the girls that work for us. How about that?
What about Felipe? Felipe should
yeah,
have said something.
Felipe. He's probably like, I'm jamming. Yeah, I'm jamming to Drake. That's what he's
Felipe
doing.
should have said something about Drake instead of coming
there's
at
Felipe.
us with
Felipe, my favorite rock band is Disturbed. Good choice.
Yeah.
Bullet for My Valentine. Good choice. But I don't think y'all are. What is that?
About that life.
he's
Oh,
see, he doesn't know that terminology.
I can't even speak like Felipe.
Yeah.
You know, I
So-
can't even read his comments. And Justin Timberlake is the new Michael Jackson, king of
Ooh,
pop. So
he's a good actor.
yeah, you know, I mean, that's good. Now, I was kind of surprised that Felipe didn't go out on a limb and say Nickelback, because him and I have talked about that. Nickelback takes a lot of crap.
Yeah,
I think they're good.
they're
Nice.
good.
I think they're a good band. Everybody liked them when they came out. I'm sorry.
I got a question
Even
for you.
people say they didn't. They did when they first came out.
All right, I got a question for you. Have you heard the new album? Have you heard The Devil Goes Down to Georgia?
Mm.
Really?
No,
we
I'm
can't have that conversation. Then. I was gonna.
Guitar work.
I have
It's
not-
really good guitar. It's a rendition on Charlie Daniels,
Gotcha.
and the Devil Went Down to Georgia, and it was a golden guitar,
Okay.
and it's really good guitar work.
well,
But I wanted to ask you a question about it. But
you, you can ask me. He might know.
okay, we got to get
Smith
Smith.
Got to get him a microphone.
microphone. So you speak for him.
Okay.
Okay. Smith. Do you think that that's going to end up being corny because it's a remake on such a classic as The Devil Went Down to Georgia? Kind of like, is it going to, because it sounds cool and good right now, kind of like Billy Ray Cyrus when you first, heard Achy Breaky
Really?
Heart. Yeah.
So far, you've mentioned Luke Bryan,
Come on.
Billy Ray Cyrus. Jeez, man, your cool points are just plummeting.
Tell me, you jam to Achy Breaky Heart.
I did not jam to Achy Breaky Heart.
Hey, I guarantee
In
you-
fact, the word jam does not even belong in the same sentence as Achy Breaky Heart.
listen.
Come on.
with the
You keep trying, dude. It ain't happening.
no, with the bass, like with the 12s behind the seat and Achy, don, 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 don. That's
Yeah, it's still, yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
okay. So is it,
Yeah, back to this blue book that's so awesome.
is it gonna be,
Is it going to be one of those songs?
is it gonna turn out being corny?
It's hard with Nickelback. I feel like if you dislike them,
Sarah's leaving. Is Sarah leaving?
Sarah leaving?
No, Ken.
Oh, Ken's leaving. Peace out, Ken.
Yeah.
Love you, man.
Sarah later, Tater. That must be you. Tater.
I think she's talking to Tater. But yeah. Anyway.
So you were talking about the Devil Went Down to Georgia remake.
Yeah. I think it might end up being corny. It sounds cool, but like
And Nickelback did this.
Nickelback did it.
Well,
man.
they've done a lot of good covers, I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done a lot of different cover songs that people would say, you don't touch them, you don't do them. Why do they keep doing that? Why don't they make their own music, stuff like that? I think if I was a well-known band, I mean, I'd want to kind of pay homage, if you will, to, songs that were impactful to me,
Mhm.
and you kind of want to do a rendition, especially playing them live. Like, I get that, you're the crowd, you pick one of the classics and they play it and they jam it. And I think they wouldn't jam, like
Mhm.
Billy Ray Cyrus or anything like that.
Right, right.
It might cause a scene. Probably where you got beat up was at the Billy Ray Cyrus concert.
No, I was at Godsmack, I'm telling you. And I took a friend with me too, and he really got beat up.
By the way, Stan Hughes is asking, "Where's my dang Digi-Ninja hat?" Billy?
Stan Hughes. Stan, where's our sign? He's supposed to be getting us a sign at the softball complex.
Yeah,
Where's our sign?
Where's our sign? Come on, Stan. We'll get you the hat when you get us a sign.
Yeah.
Is that a deal?
Where's our Trojan hat?
Yeah.
Hey, Stan the Man Hughes, who has some radio experience, and he called me and wanted to know. Here's what he thought of me. He said, "Man, I got this awesome new hunter orange camouflage Trojan hat." I'm like, "Do you really think that I'm going to wear a bright orange,
Yeah.
hunter green or hunter orange?"
No.
You got me wrong. Stan.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
Got me wrong.
Well, but I mean,
Stan's a redneck. He's trying to project on me.
but you're also talking. I mean, Stan also wears a St. Louis Cardinals hat too.
He
so
does.
I mean,
He
come
does.
on, man. I had to throw it in there.
Stop
just had
projecting.
just a slight jab. But yeah, we'll get him that Digi-Ninja hat. Stan, we will. We'll get you that. Lynn Hall says Nickelback is on the top of my list to see. See, so they're not all haters.
Clay Collier.
Yeah.
Now, dude, I have to give you
Uh-huh.
props right there. Nirvana.
Nirvana.
Great music from
Oh wait,
great music from a terrible person.
Felipe. his comment. You got to put that on the screen because I want to prove it. I did not make this up. All right, so there it is. Billy Ray Cyrus had a banger with that song. Only other good thing he made was Miley.
Dude,
was Miley Cyrus.
That whole album was good, man. Some gave some gave all.
Yeah.
Letter in my pocket and my Letterman jacket could have been me. Could have been me. I think is the name.
Do you
of
want a bigger shovel?
Huh?
Do you want a
Am I
bigger
digging
shovel?
myself a
Yeah,
bigger
buddy.
hole?
Yeah, you just digging. It's hard
You
to get out.
listen to that. I tell you what, if Garth Brooks had sang the songs, with the exception of Make You Break Your Heart, maybe that, but if Garth Brooks had sang the songs, it would have been multi-platinum.
I would agree with that.
You know, it's just people think that Billy Ray's a corn dog because he had a curly mullet.
No, in all honesty, I actually got a chance to meet Billy Ray Cyrus long after his heyday.
Nice
you know,
guy.
but he is. He's a really laid back dude. I mean, he is. He's a really nice guy.
Miley, not so much.
No, she's got her own thing. But now Billy's cool to the young kids.
Who is?
Yeah, Billy Ray Cyrus.
He is?
Because what's the song? Dirt Road. whatever it's called,
Nelly.
No,
Didn't Nelly do something with him?
no. See, now I'm showing my age.
Florida
No,
Georgia.
Old Dirt Road or something like that. What is that song that Billy Ray Cyrus did? Old Town Road. Yeah. Now that's real hip to
Hey,
the kids
dude,
now.
if you have Billy Ray Cyrus in your video, that's cool.
That's what I'm saying.
Cool as you
So
can
I
get.
mean, the kid, you might have gained some cool points with the youngsters.
Yeah.
The older people like me, they're like,
Uh-huh.
no, you're not cool.
Yeah.
You just dropped, with Billy Ray Cyrus. But enough of that. Sarah actually saw Nirvana when she was a teen. Pearl Jam, Beastie Boys, Neil Diamond. Wow, there's quite a mix. Let me read that again. Pearl Jam, Beastie Boys, Nirvana, Neil Diamond. And then she saw NWA and Public Enemy. So yeah, she's very well-rounded. Yeah, Sarah's correcting me with Old Town Road. See, she knows it. She's all hip and into that. Brady Roberts, another one of our employees. By the way, they don't get paid for every comment. There's no paper, thing like that. Garth Brooks made way more money on country music than anyone else in a shorter amount of time than anyone else, and said that he would quit recording. He did say that, but he still records. He's like, nah.
He went 18 years without recording.
Yeah, but you knew he was going back. Here's one that might be a little bit. Some people think it's controversial when you throw them in the mix of one of the best bands ever. What do you think of Kiss?
Kiss is cool, man.
The band Kiss.
Yeah, Kiss is cool. I couldn't tell you one of their songs right now.
Really?
Yeah.
But you can rattle off 8 Billy Ray Cyrus songs. Really?
Hey,
Rock and Roll All Night. That's the one you're thinking of. That's one you should know by Kiss.
Rock and Roll All
and
Night.
Party All Day.
Yeah.
You know that one.
I know that one. That's
So,
a good one. That's a good one.
No, they have quite
So
a few.
here's what I think about Kiss. Obviously forgettable.
Right.
Their music's forgettable.
Actually, it kind of reminds me of the show you were talking about when you had Jeremy on the show. It's all about branding.
Do you know that dude had a tongue about that long?
Mm-hmm.
I think he had to cut the bottom of it to get it to go that far.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
But I know that he made a lot of people happy with that.
Yep. just letting people take pictures.
So he
I'm
just
serious.
he made a lot of people happy.
He got a lot of attention from. I know exactly what you mean.
But yeah, the branding, they put Kiss on everything. I mean, a kid I went to grade school with had a Kiss lunchbox. I mean, they had anything you could think of had the Kiss logo on it.
What do you guys think
Here
of?
comes Digi Ninja.
What do you guys think of seeing Paul in full Kiss
Kiss makeup.
makeup?
Well, the whole garb.
and the whole
geez.
garb. I think Paul should do that. Christmas party. Paul should do that. Yes. Yes.
I'm gonna have the Digi Ninja Christmas party.
Yes.
Speaking, Billy's gonna be Billy Ray Cyrus.
I had a mullet one time. Speaking of Digi Ninja, did you know that Digi Ninja is now an official, legitimate CRM and a software company?
We've been so excited about this, ready for this thing to just, kick off and shoot us up in the stratosphere. It does so many things that a car dealership wants and needs.
Yeah,
so we're really
it does. It
jacked
gives
about
them, and this is, I'll get off of the commercial here in just a second, but it does the same thing that the Facebook buyback events did when we brought this to the marketplace 2.5 years ago.
Mhm.
It does for dealers. It exposes a need that they didn't even know they had.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It really is. I mean, it does fit exactly what they want. You working in the car business, working with a lot of people in the car business, asking what they need, what they want. Look, there's some other programs that they're using because there's nothing better until DigiNinja.
That's right. Speaking of nothing better, how did we leave out the GOAT? Felipe, he thinks he's getting paid for.
That's what I'm
comments.
saying. They think
George Strait, king of country, in my opinion. That's true. There's no doubt about that. And
I really think he's higher up than Garth. I just do.
He is definitely the Godfather and has more.
He has over 50 number one.
That's what I'm saying. He's more exhaustive.
Yeah.
Music, but he's not the entertainer at all that Garth is.
Oh, by the way, Brooklyn, who's another one of our employees,
she's a DigiNinja.
Yeah, Brooklyn Peavy. She said that she will do the Kiss makeup. She's got me. She's got me covered. So with that,
perfect.
We can just find that mullet wig for Billy, so he can be Billy Ray Cyrus. You got to find those high top tennis shoes too, to get some of those.
I got some of those,
and like the Panama jeans that he used to wear. April can help you out.
I got some of those. I mean, I'm ready. This is easy for me. It's gonna be way easier for me than it is for you.
So let's shift gears. We'll keep it in music a little bit, but we're gonna shift it to a different way. All right. So I know you're a huge Georgia fan, Georgia football fan, and you do tailgating and things like that. What do you play when you're at the tailgate party?
You play the Bulldog fight song.
Just over and over?
Over and over, man.
It just never stops?
It's just like, dude, it's like being at a Pink Floyd. And it's like being in a Pink Floyd song. It never stops.
Really? I mean, like it just plays over and over?
No. April.
Oh, he throws in Achy Breaky Heart once.
What do we play at the Georgia games? We play the game. She's all about football.
No. But the tailgate, like before, because you start tailgating way before the game starts. So like,
I'm gonna play Chris Stapleton or Jason Aldean.
That's a good call.
Chris Stapleton, Jason Aldean, those type things. Because Jason Aldean is a Georgia Bulldog fan.
Now, April's way in the back, so you can't hear her, so we're having to repeat. April, have you ever played Achy Breaky Heart at a tailgate party? Never is what she said. I'll repeat that. Hey, never.
I wish she was on here right now. Hey, somebody turn your camera on her face while I ask this question.
Yeah, Brady, can you help him out?
Have you ever?
There we go.
Can you zoom in on her?
We're gonna get this.
Zoom. Okay.
All right.
April, have you ever cruised a dirt road listening to Achy Breaky Heart?
Oh,
I have. I told you. Huh? No, I guarantee you her boyfriend was playing it. Zoom back in. Zoom back in. Zoom in.
Oh, that's funny.
Did your boyfriend play funny. Achy Breaky Heart? I told you. I told you.
But maybe that's why she left her boyfriend. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Hey. No, but I want to bring up with tailgate. I know that with COVID, there's a lot of talk about football not happening. Is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? Things like that. So I wanted to, and rather than getting into the whole, the political view of should it happen or not, we're Feel Good Fridays. We want to talk about some of the fun. So at a tailgate party. So I guess you don't play music, you just play the fight song over and over, or something like that, and throw in a Chris Stapleton tune every so often. So that's not bad. But I want to know if you're the grilling, if you're doing the grilling, not if somebody else is cooking, if you're the grill master, okay, at the tailgate party, what's on the grill?
Wings, baby. The Merritt wings are world class.
Really?
That's another product that the world doesn't know they need very badly.
Is there going to be a DigiNinja wings that you can find at your local grocer?
At some point, and here's the secret to it.
There it is.
Charlie's Choice.
Man, this guy owes you some money.
I know.
I'm telling you.
Thematically appropriate.
he just owes you some money for that. So wings, and that's if you're cooking. So what are your top 3 things on the grill that you would like to eat at a tailgate party?
At a tailgate party, it's simple: wings, burgers, and hot dogs.
Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Now, do you eat bratwurst?
No.
That's kind of a northern thing. It
is. It's
kind of a northern thing.
I don't do that.
My Illinois friends and family and like Wisconsin cheeseheads and people like that. That's brat country right there.
Yeah.
You got.
Yeah.
See, well, yeah, and that's what it is. I mean, in the South, they call it smoked sausage or sausage dogs.
Oh,
they don't call it sausage dogs up north.
Really?
I had to learn that. I also learned when I moved here in the South, a little bit of culture change, if you will, is that every kind of soda, it doesn't matter what actual soda it is. Every soda is called a Coke.
Yeah. Give me a Coke.
Yeah. It didn't make any sense to me. And they're like, hey, you want a Coke? I'm like, sure. They come back and they bring me a Mountain Dew. I'm like, I wanted a Coke. And they're like, I did. It's right there. No, this is Mountain Dew. Yeah,
Yep.
I got your Coke. No, you didn't. You got me Mountain Dew.
Well,
What's the
what
difference?
if you had asked them, hey, do you want a pop? I mean, they wouldn't have known what you were talking about. You'd have come back with various different types
That's
of
true.
drinks.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I have altered that now because it used to be, when I was a kid, it was a can of pop. In fact, if it sounded like one word, it sounded like it was CANAPOP.
Can of pop.
Can of pop. You'd say like that. And now I say soda.
Mhm.
So I've kind of altered that. I'm like, hey, can you get me a soda?
You know what I really dislike? You know, it's
Admitting that you like Billy Ray Cyrus?
no, I don't. I have no problem with that. You know, these northern actors and Hollywood in general, but these northern actors who,
Well, they try to do the accents.
they try to do the southern accent, and that's just totally. Sarah says soda pop. But anyway, these northern, what's the guy, the Blues Brothers, who played that? I'm trying to think of the actor's name.
Oh, John Belushi.
Okay, the other one,
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. Have you heard it? What, like Driving Miss Daisy?
Mhm.
That
I was
accent.
I was trying. Yeah.
You know, they should hire a Southern person to do it. So how is the world? They should do that. Jeff Foxworthy have been the guy, Miss Daisy's mom.
He could, he could have pulled that off. Yeah, he really could have.
Yep. I love the Jeff. You know, some stuff's not funny, but the words, the Southern words.
Oh, those are hilarious.
Yeah,
those are really funny. you don't have to be from the South to think that's funny. I mean, that's,
yeah.
you know, you might be a redneck. And by the way, when I moved here again, everybody was talking about how, redneck and this, that, and the other. There's rednecks in Illinois.
Oh yeah, man,
They're everywhere.
They're all over. That's the one thing. When I started traveling up north, there's the biggest rednecks in the world are from Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, I got some family in Indiana.
You know,
And what I call them rednecks, not on camera.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, two things I want to point out. Clay Collier, you cannot click on Clay Collier's. Clay, you cannot go from Nirvana to Georgia Florida line.
Oh, Clay.
You
Come
can't
on,
do it,
dude.
buddy. All right,
Come
click on
on.
Cindy and TJ Hutto. TJ, do you know TJ Hutto?
Yes, I do.
Do you think he's a manly man?
Yes, I do.
Now read what he said about Billy Ray Cyrus.
Billy, we all listen to it.
Boom. That's how I knew that.
No, wait. You notice he didn't type in the word Billy Ray Cyrus.
I'm telling you, he's a
He
man.
said,
He's
Billy,
man
we
enough.
all listen to it.
He's man enough to tell you that
bet
he
he's
listens
not.
to it. I guarantee
bet
you.
he's not.
And here's what I know.
Mm-mm.
Every 45, let me tell you something. Every
Hey, wait
40,
a minute. Oh, wait, go ahead.
every 45-year-old male that's watching this right now jammed to Billy Ray Cyrus with their girlfriend in their front seat with them.
If you look closely, that Facebook account is Cindy and TJ.
That is-
Hutto.
that
I bet
is-
you that's Cindy. I bet it's her.
I bet Cindy would not tell me. She would not admit it. But TJ, who's a manly man, would definitely admit it. He's
I bet
going
he
to
wouldn't.
admit it.
I bet he would not.
He
He
will.
would not. Sarah, by the way, says I think they're here in the mountains. What is she talking about?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. They're in the mountains. They're up north. They're down south.
Click on the one above that.
Sometimes I do a great Southern accent when I've had tequila. I want to hear that.
I haven't seen her on
Christmas party.
tequila. I haven't seen her on tequila, but I do know she likes Grey Goose.
Yes, she does. Do you know Glenn Morshower?
I do not.
Morshower. You guys are fun. Thanks,
You're
Glenn.
fun, Glenn. Thank you.
We
Send
appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, don't forget you can go to digininja.com. You find out more about our products. Again, we want to talk about that just a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Smith is one of my producers, and he has done a fantastic job on my YouTube channel. He and Brady and the guys, and you may not know this, but we are vying. I think that's right. Vying for the attention of some very specific people that are going to help us get our brand in 20,000 dealers as opposed to the 2,000 we've been in.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what we need from you guys to help make that happen. Like and share this video for Needy Billy, please. And then go to my YouTube channel, Billy W. Merritt. Like that thing. Share some videos on there. If we can see for these billion-dollar companies
Mhm.
that know who we are, that are looking at us and that may offer some big-time help, they want to know that we can appeal to more than just people on Facebook. As much as we love Facebook, we got that on wraps, right?
Absolutely.
So if you don't mind sharing our YouTube channel, like and share some videos on there, Billy W. Merritt, it would mean a lot to me. I'll be happy to repay the favor. Yes, Smith.
You can scroll right down on your personal page,
Uh-huh.
2 or 3 posts.
Okay.
I just posted a link there.
On my personal page, you can go to my Billy W. Merritt on my Facebook page, scroll down and you'll see a link to YouTube. Now, did you know this? YouTube suppresses the views. If I post a YouTube video on Facebook, about 2 people will see it.
I did not know that.
They do that. So that's why I'm having to ask you here, hey, go over to YouTube and like it.
Yeah, and actually do it.
Turn it back over to you and TJ.
It's TJ. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, TJ. I'll give it to you. He said it's TJ. And yes, we all listen to Billy Ray Cyrus, but he did not type by choice.
Hey, it was good, man. It was number 1. Look it up. Somebody. Great.
Oh, Lynn Hall. She just said, we crank up Billy Ray when he comes on. I'm 32 and my kids love him too. My kids are also growing mullets right now.
Awesome.
Winning as a mom.
Listen, the mullet is back. Billy Ray is cool, man.
The mullet is back.
It is back big time. We go to these baseball tournaments with Trevor, and he doesn't have one, but every team has a team full of mullets. Yeah, Trevor's not much of a mullet guy. He's the opposite of a redneck. But see how many weeks Achy Breaky Heart was number 1 on the country charts. You want to take a guess? Let's you and me.
I'm going to go with Dirty Dozen. 12.
Okay.
12 weeks.
I'm going to say 11 and try to cut you out there.
Did you say?
I said 12.
You said 11?
Yep.
You're both wrong. It's only 5.
5 weeks, number 1. Hey, how many people can say they've been on the chart? Number 1, 5 weeks in a row.
You're right. I mean, I can't say that.
So how many fans did he have? They might wish they were closet fans, but they were not closet fans. They were jamming Billy Ray with their kicker. Actually,
like, it played on the radio so often because I played on the radio a lot, things like that. But what I find even odder was the people that actually did the dance step. You know the dance steps?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
I thought he was your man.
I did not say he was my man. I was saying that
maybe he's your boy.
He's my boy.
So yeah, he's your boy.
He's my boy.
You need to learn the dance steps for the Christmas party.
I'll do that.
Because if you're going to dress in Billy Ray Cyrus garb,
yeah.
I mean, you got to be able to do the actual.
Dude, Billy Ray Cyrus, all you got to do is cut your sleeves out of a button-up shirt and put on a cowboy hat and grow a mullet.
I'm curious. Lynn Hall, she said that we crank up Billy Ray. Lynn, do you know how to do the dance?
Show that
old dance? Let us know, Lynn, if you do.
I bet Lynn knows how to do it.
Ramey Newton, don't break my heart.
That's my boy. And Ramey, manly man. Ramey, did you listen to Billy Ray? I'm sure he did.
You know he did. I know. It's just one of those pop, pop culture kind of things, So it was funny, it was catchy, it was hooky, all that kind of stuff. So but yeah, it's just one of those types of songs, if you will. All right, so we went to the tailgate party. We talked about the food. Again, I like brats, on the grill.
So brats,
yeah, brats. I know it's spelled brats.
Okay,
but no one says bratwurst.
Oh, I thought they did.
Bratwurst.
Okay,
so yeah,
I'm learning some northern culture.
It's brats. So and then you said do you put sauce on your wings or do you eat them plain?
Sauce, man. So that's
what kind of sauce?
Buffalo, and for those who like the sweet barbecue as well.
What's the hottest sauce you've ever eaten? You eat that kind of stuff, like hot sauce?
I do, yeah. Now I'm not a fan. I'll do it because I like doing hard stuff. We talked about this yesterday. Mm-hmm. I'll do things. I'll intentionally make myself suffer.
Why?
Because it makes your life easier. Makes you prepared for.
Well, no, I mean, like with your job, with your life, but why would you eat hot food to make yourself suffer? That makes no sense.
To prove that you can do it. Ask April.
But I could prove that I'm manly. I'm manly enough to say I don't need to eat stuff that makes me cry.
I understand, but I like to prove to I like to prove to myself. I'll do it if I'm by myself, to prove to myself that I can do it.
You will not.
Yes, I will. I get in.
You're not sitting in a room by yourself eating hot wings, making yourself cry.
I absolutely will do it. And
you are not doing that.
I've done it. And
that is bull.
I'm telling you the truth. I have intentionally, by myself, just me, got out, taken my shoes off, and went through the thickest briar patch that I could find to prove that I could do it.
Maybe on Facebook Live.
No, right by
Look
myself.
at me. I'm in the briars. I'm deep in the briars.
I get in.
So if I bring Carolina Reaper sauce next week, will you?
I won't. Yeah, I won't. Billy will. He'll cry on camera.
That's so
It'll
terrible.
make you a better man.
It will. It will.
You suffer a little bit. You'll be a better man.
It will. I get in a sauna at 200 degrees just because it makes me almost pass out.
Yeah, I don't really understand that either. But I mean, he also reads this blue book that's for fun. So yeah, there's that. So
Yeah.
there's all that kind of stuff. All right, we're going to wrap up the show because we got work to do.
Yes.
But before we do that, every week I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a classic album revisit. So it's kind of like my suggestion of a classic album to find. It's always going to be rock stuff. Sorry, I know there was a lot of country talk.
Look on Chad Walker right there.
What is Chad Walker gay? I watched Billy eat a spoonful of wasabi at the Japanese restaurant.
I'm a whole spoonful. That'll make you cry.
Wait, were you drinking first?
Sake.
See, yeah. So,
I mean that.
What? April in the back there said Billy likes attention. So I mean, maybe just a little bit. My classic album revisit, going back 1987, Aerosmith with Permanent Vacation. That album was kind of their bring back album, if you will, kind of made them big. With Dude Looks Like a Lady, that single, and find the song on there, because I know a lot of people just listen to like the hits. Find the song Hangman Jury.
Hey,
It's very cool.
I do want to do that, but while Chad's on there, ask Chad. Ask Chad what happens if you cuss out my mother.
Hey Chad, what happens when you cuss out Billy's mom? See if he's paying
Give him
attention.
a second.
While he's answering that, by the way, the Permanent Vacation album with Aerosmith also has Ragdoll and Angel and a couple other tunes on there. Yeah, it had the hits.
Yeah.
And like I said, really strong stuff.
Yeah.
And if you remember right, I know you do because I know you like the Beastie Boys, so I know you're going to remember this. I remember Aerosmith had like in the 70s when they were on drugs and they were doing all kinds of stuff, but they got big and then they kind of fell off and got really into drug problems and things like that. And do you remember what sparked their career? What kind of brought them back?
No, I don't.
As soon as I say it, you're going to go, yes, I do. You can't think of it off the top of your head. It was the Walk This Way with Run DMC.
Okay. See,
That's what it was.
I didn't know that. That was what brought it back. I guess I was 12. I don't know when it came out. I was about 12 when that came out, and I thought it was super cool. I didn't know, as a 12-year-old, I didn't know that there was a Walk This Way before Run DMC. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, oh man, oh man. Well, I'm giving a lot of credit to my older sister Janet and my older sister Barb. Even though they were the ones who had those albums, the early 70s and some of even the 60s and things like that. But yeah, 1986 Walk This Way with Run DMC. That really was what kind of put them back in the coolness factor, if you will. Kind of brought them back. And then lastly, again, talked about last week. I'm going to do this every week too. A beer recommendation, beer of the week. Got to try this one. This was going to be hard to find, so you have to maybe search this one. But it's by it's a company up near Atlanta called Monday Night Brewing Company. You can just go to mondaynightbrewing.com and you can see all the different beers. But they have one called Drafty Kilt.
Really?
Drafty Kilt. It's a Scotch ale. That's my absolute favorite kind of beer, by the way. Scotch ale is fantastic. I love that kind of beer. It's heavy. I warn you, it's kind of heavy. It's not the, Michelob Ultra and stuff like that. That's lighter to drink. Not that there's anything wrong with Michelob Ultra. I'm not going to bash. I try not to be a beer snob. I really do. I try not to. But yeah, so go check that out. MondayNightBrewing.com. And then also, if you can find it in a store, you can find it in Georgia and Alabama. You can find Drafty Kilt Scotch Ale by MondayNightBrewing.com. And speaking of .coms, I want to finish the show. Ninja.com. Make sure you check that out.
BillyMerritt.com. There's some really cool stuff on BillyMerritt.com that people don't. You know what else is really cool? Yes. Chad watched that one time.
Chad just posted, you get the slapped out of you.
Yep. it happened. I'm telling you. He cussed out my mom. Not Chad did. Chad didn't. Gotcha. And I said, this is what's going to happen. So that's what happened to him. Hey, but BillyMerritt.com, right? And DigiNinja.com. There are some very cool things on those sites that people need to see. So if you will, go visit.
Check it out. All those kind of things. By the way, every Friday at 11 o'clock, you can find us right here at Feel Good Friday. Billy Merritt presents. Well, who do you got on the show Monday? Do you know who's going to be on the show yet?
I know I have Shaka Dyson coming up soon. I have him coming up soon, and we have Sean Hayes coming up soon.
Possibly Billy Ray Cyrus.
Monday. Sean Hayes, man, that's a cool dude.
Billy Ray Cyrus may be on the show. You just don't know. I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying you just don't know. It could happen.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Very cool thing. They finally updated FlightAware.com. You can go to FlightAware.com, put in a tail number, and they'll tell you who owns the plane.
No.
Yep.
Oh, wait, is that some kind of segues we can go? Yeah, Billy's got a plane. You know, so that somebody in town can go, oh, there he is, talking about his plane again.
No, it's funny you should say that. See, in all these dealerships, people don't know I have insiders in all the dealerships,
Mhm.
and somebody said they were they were talking about Billy Merritt. You know, he don't own that plane. You can go to FlightAware and it's in somebody else's name. Well, the fact is, it takes a little while to update.
Gotcha. So
Coach.
now they can go to it. They can see your name behind it.
158 Bravo Bravo.
It's all just part of this whole business. You know, BillyMerritt.com. Billy Merritt presents the Live at 11 shows. Check us out. Again, we always have we work hard during the week so we can take care of our families and take care of our employees and make this business grow, take care of our customers and the guys that work in our dealerships. But we'd like to have a little bit of fun on Friday. I hope you guys had some fun. You got anything else?
That's it, man. I'm so excited to be doing this show on Friday because Monday through Thursday, we're talking some serious things, some things that are going to help you be a better person, be a better salesperson, and having a good time is also very important.
Exactly. So we appreciate you listening to the show and watching the show. There I go with the listening again. Watching the show. I'll see you next Friday. Billy, see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Cheers.
See you.